It's because our Dave McMenamin just tweeted, Ty Lue says Dwyane Wade came to him and said he wants to come off the bench. J.R. Smith back to the starting five. What do you think about that?
Well, J.R. is going to be happy this week. If you owe him money, this is the week to try to get off of it. So over the weekend, Dwyane had a couple of rough games. He really hasn't played well so far. And Saturday night, after a really bad loss to the Magic where Dwyane didn't look good, he said, I'm really still struggling with finding my role. I'm used to being a number 1 or 2 seed. So it was clear that he was thinking, maybe this isn't working, and maybe if I come off the bench, which, by the way, Kerry, is where a lot of people envisioned him when he signed with the Cavs. If he comes off the bench, they can use him as their primary scorer. So out of respect to Dwyane Wade, and because LeBron was favoring it, Ty Lue put Dwyane in the starting lineup to start the year. Most people who watched figured this wasn't going to last for very long, and it was Dwyane who decided to pull the plug on it. I think the Cavs are going to have quite a few lineup changes as the year goes along, but the fact that Dwyane, for the first time in his career, 15th season, will be a bench player now is pretty significant.
Yeah, interesting that you said because there were reports, and that was your report specifically, that there might have been a little division in the locker room, maybe a little bit of a resentment. Everyone wants to be LeBron's best friend, but his true best friend is there. And perhaps this is another way to create harmony, more so chemistry in the locker room. On and off.
And with all due respect, Dwyane Wade is a future Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
This is something that you would give him the opportunity to do. If he tries to start, they probably would have let him go a little longer, honestly. But it's his choice to go now. And it's actually a veteran move. You see guys like this who have to transition at points in their career. They have to come to a point where they realize they got to change their game. I think Dwyane has arrived at that point.
Okay, but the way that I look at this right now, and as you just mentioned, there'll be plenty of lineup changes, right? We can see several lineup changes.
Yeah, I mean, Isaiah Thomas is still out there. We don't know how he's going to figure it out.
Work. Yeah. Do you see Dwyane being more of a pivotal player when they get to the playoffs? That seems to be where his lane is, and being clutch.
For sure, because Dwyane, at the end of the day, you can give him the basket the ball under pressure, and he can get you a basket. That's one thing that Kyrie Irving did for this team that they haven't been able to replace. That's something Dwyane can do later on. But I think what he's doing right now is he's saying, I'm trying to figure out how not to be the number 1 option anymore. And this is part of the transition. And frankly, I tip my hat to him. If you watch the Cavs play over the last week, this was not a good role for him. He recognized it, didn't let it go on for a month.
I appreciate you, Bern. When you're still hung around, we had to grab you back in. Meanwhile, it's again, Ty Lue says D. Wade came to him, said he wants to come off the bench. J.R. Smith back in the starting lineup. I appreciate your